France is still mad about a hike in the retirement age. France is still mad about a hike in the retirement age. But can the protests last? Clashes erupted in Paris on Monday, marking May 1st, a traditional day of union-led marches, in the wake of hugely unpopular changes to France's pension system that were signed into law last month. One of France's largest unions, the CGT, had called for historic protests following months of unrest and widespread strikes that saw transport grind to a halt and garbage mount in the streets of Paris. A CNN team on the ground reported chaotic scenes from the protests, having witnessed fireworks and other projectiles thrown at the police, who answered with tear gas as they retreated and regrouped. Ahead of the protest, the police had warned of a heightened risk of violence, with at least 30 people arrested as a result of Monday's demonstrations, according to CNN affiliate BFM TV. Protesters were forcibly pulling detained civilians out of the police's arms. One officer hit by a Molotov cocktail received treatment after sustaining what seemed to be serious burns, according to a spokesman with the Paris police. France's Constitutional Council, which plays a similar role to the U.S. Supreme Court, in April approved the most controversial part of the reform, the raising of the retirement age from 62 to 64. Despite the decision, some of France's powerful unions say they will fight on, with the question now whether this anger will plague the rest of Macron's time in office or disappear from the streets. Here is all you need to know about the pension reforms. Why is this such a big deal for the French? For the French, it was never about the age of retirement, said political scientist Dominique Moissy, but the balance between work and life. Pensions reform has long been a thorny issue in France. In 1995, weeks-long mass protests forced the government of the day to abandon plans to reform public sector pensions. In 2010, millions took to the streets to oppose raising the retirement age by 2 years to 62, and in 2014 further reforms were met with widespread demonstrations. Each time there is opposition from public opinion, then little by little the project passes and basically, public opinion is resigned to it, Pascal Perrineau of Sciences Po University said. For many in France, the pension system, as with social support more generally, is viewed as the bedrock of the state's responsibilities and relationship with its citizens. The post-World War II social system enshrined rights to a state-funded pension and health care, which have been jealously guarded since, in a country where the state has long played a proactive role in ensuring a certain standard of living.